Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. I want to talk a little bit about recruiting on the offensive line as of right now for the class of 2024. Tennessee's got a couple of commitments from three-star prospects, Gage Ginther and also Jesse Perry. Now, a lot of people like what they see from Gage Ginther on the highlight film. I think we'll see his stock go up a little bit as he goes throughout his senior season of high school football. Also, it sounds like four-star offensive tackle Max Anderson, 6'5", 305 pounds, out of Frisco, Texas, is scheduled to pull the trigger at any moment now, and it sounds like Tennessee did enough. They held off Oklahoma on the official visit. I think Max Anderson is going to be a Vol sooner rather than later. So that leads me to a couple of targets that were in town this past weekend. Four-star offensive tackles, Daniel Calhoun, also Marquez Easley. Now, one of those guys dropped his top three recently, and it was very interesting to see the teams that were included. We're going to get into that and talk about it. But as always, do me a favor, smash the thumbs up just below the video. That is quick, free, and easy. It helps the channel. I would greatly appreciate it. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We're not media. Look, we're building a community of Tennessee fans right here on the Talkin VAWLS Network. For the fans, by the fans. If you like the content, make sure you subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You're not going to miss out when we go live or when we drop a video. Got a fun one coming up tonight. 7 p.m. Eastern time, going live with Dell Dowden, recruiting analyst for the Tennessee Vols Rivals site. We're going to be unpacking what just took place this past weekend on campus. Also, look ahead to all the official visits coming up this weekend. Talk a little recruiting, talk a little Tennessee football, a little expectations. We'll see what we get into, but I'm excited to have Dell on the channel. So come hang out tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Should be a good time. Let's talk about four-star offensive tackle Marquez Easley. 6'5", 345 pounds, out of Illinois. You can see there on the screen. Four-star prospect, top 5 player out of the state of Illinois, number 18 as far as offensive tackles across the board. We'll also jump to the scouting report, take a look at that. I think, you look at, again, who Tennessee has committed in this class. I think you've got to land a couple of these big four-star prospects. Max Anderson, I feel good about. So when we talk about recruiting and can you land enough of the big-time prospects, can Tennessee get either one of Easley or Calhoun? I like the scouting report on Easley. Let's take a look. It says true offensive tackle prospect who did play defense and basketball earlier in his career, but at his size now, a full-fledged prototype tackle. Now, that's the thing when we talk about recruiting on the offensive line. Getting legitimate tackles is tough. There's not a lot of them out there. That's why Francis Mauigoa was such a big deal. 5-star offensive tackle. That's the type of prospect that's hard to come upon. And that's why when we talk about guys like Max Anderson, who, again, scheduled to pull the trigger at any moment, tweeted out a couple of days ago, news coming soon. It feels like Tennessee survived. Max Anderson listed as an interior offensive lineman, but because of his size, 6'5", 305, could end up being on the outside of the offensive line. So when I read the scouting report on Marquez Easley, the first thing I say is I like reading that he is a full-fledged prototype tackle. The scouting report, again, from Alan Treyu, 247 Sports, goes on to say he can project to either side, but mans the left side in high school. Gets off the ball into the second level well for a big man, keeps his feet on contact, and drives defenders out of plays, can still be more consistent with pad level, has the desired tools in pass pro as far as feet, length, and the strength to hold off bull rushers. In general, he is still developing and getting more refined, but improved a lot between sophomore and junior year and is moving in the right direction. It wraps up here, says, has the upside to be a starting tackle at a high major program and play beyond college. So that's the scouting report for Marquez Easley. Just recently on campus, again, for the official visit over the weekend. Like what he saw, came out of it, felt like a good visit. The prediction, the crystal balls show Georgia. The insiders felt this was Georgia. But now let's go take a look at another article from on3.com where he drops his top 3 because it's a very interesting list. This is an article from Chad Simmons. You can see here, coming off his official visit to Tennessee this weekend, 4-star offensive tackle is ready to cut down his list one last time before a July commitment. Scheduled to commit on July the 8th. That's right around the corner. Did Tennessee do enough? Let's take a look at his top 3. The Volunteers, along with Oklahoma and Alabama, make up his top 3. He told On3 on Sunday. He's taking official visits to Tennessee and Oklahoma already this month and will be at Alabama next weekend to see the Tide. Then he has expected his commitment decision on July the 8th. So again, it's very interesting to me. A guy that everybody was saying was not necessarily trending to Georgia, but that Georgia was the team to beat. He takes the official to Tennessee, still got the official to Alabama coming up around the corner, but then he drops his top three and leaves Georgia out. That is very interesting to me to see that. Here's a quote from his interview coming off of his visit. Said it was a fun weekend. All the coaches and players have a good family vibe. Watch a couple of workouts. Got to go to a couple of places with other players. Got to meet some alumni. It was good overall. I talked about his relationship with Glenn Ellerbe. I like how he has momentum for the O-line and how he treats them. Says he doesn't treat them like they are just that block for the quarterback. Treats them like they are real human beings. Coach Hype and Coach Ellerbe, it is like the same with them. Coach Hype loves this O-line. He hung with us. He was great. He was with the O-line the whole time. Says, I like how he moves and how he treats us. That was the quote coming off of the official visit this past weekend. The article goes on to talk about where, Marquez Easley is as a prospect. We've already been through that. Breaking down his top three, what he likes about Alabama. Says, Alabama speaks for itself, so I am interested. They are recruiting me harder, talking to me more, and things have really picked up. As far as Oklahoma, talked about the coaches here. Oklahoma has always come hard, and I like the culture. And then he wraps things up with Tennessee. Says, I have that connection with Kevin Pendleton. He was at Missouri when they offered me early. That bond and the energy at Tennessee makes them stand out. Wraps up here. Georgia has been another contender over the past few months, and while the Bulldogs didn't make his top three, it's expected that they will continue to push for him heading into his commitment date. So there's the top three. Where's Georgia? What do you guys take from this? I saw a lot of people on the message boards, the rumors, the drama that's always on the message board saying, hey, is this kid pulling the ultimate troll? Is he going to show up to his commitment on the 8th and he's going to pull out a Georgia hat from under the table, even though they didn't make the top three? And then others say he doesn't really seem like the type of kid to do that. But Marquez Easley drops the top three: Tennessee, Oklahoma, and Alabama. Can Tennessee hold off the visit to Alabama? Is Tennessee in a good spot? You go look at the On3 recruiting prediction machine, take it for what it's worth. Tennessee out front, but it is a narrow gap, 19.3%. They've got Alabama at 16.9, Georgia at 14.5, and Oklahoma at 12.1%. But for me, when we talk about recruiting on the offensive line, and I know a lot of the experts, a lot of the insiders talk about how the offensive line really isn't a recruiting position. It's more of a development position. It's hard to evaluate talent at high school level on the offensive line. You can believe that or not. That's what a lot of people say. I think you got to land one of Calhoun or Easley. If Max Anderson jumps in the boat, that creates a little momentum. You add another highly rated 4-star prospect in either Calhoun or Easley. We shall see. We'll follow up with Calhoun, see where they're at with him. Had a great visit. Can Tennessee catch Alabama and Georgia? That's what's going to happen in these big-time recruiting battles. A lot of people frustrated. A lot of people impatient with where Tennessee's at right now. But when you look at some of the guys that they are recruiting for and who they are recruiting against, that's the way these recruiting battles play out. It takes time to land these big-time prospects. What do you guys think? Jump into the comment section. Are you satisfied with Glenn Ellerbe's recruiting on the offensive line? Are you concerned? What do you think about Marquez Easley leaving Georgia off the top three? Does that give Tennessee a little spot to jump in there and steal the big 4-star tackle out of Illinois? Want to hear from you guys, so jump into the comment section. As always, make sure you smash the thumbs up on the way out the door, and you can hit that little join button down below. You can become a member of the channel. It's only $1. $1 a month. You get access to custom Talkin VAWLS emojis, fan call-in shows, all kinds of fun perks and benefits. But as a member of the channel, you are supporting what we are trying to build around here, giving me the opportunity to do this thing full time. Look, the content's free. I get it. But if you guys can support, give a little dollar here, dollar there, we would greatly appreciate it. Also, go check out the merchandise. You can go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. We appreciate everybody that picks up that merch. One last thing, we got some decals. We got Talkin VAWLS decals and stickers. The link to that is in the description. A lot of you guys have been asking for them, so you can go check them out there. But if not, smash the thumbs up, quick, free, and easy. Jump in the comment section. Let's talk some Tennessee football, because this is the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.